War. War never changes.
Welcome, ladies, gentlemen, boys, and girls, to War Never Changes, your weekly video game podcast. And when I say weekly, we use the term loosely. We're a little late today, partially to blame because of me. My name is Jim, by the way. Over there, the man, the myth, the well-groomed one, 50 caliber Phil McCracken. Sir, how are you doing today?
I'm great. I'm great, buddy. And we both know it's basically my fault. We recorded late this week.
No, you wanted to record earlier in the week. I had some work stuff. You had some work stuff. I went out yesterday. We were going to record this morning. I missed the deadline. We're here now, though. We're all here together, and we both have agreed we got to end early today. But we're going
Yeah.
to get started with the best sketch segment, of course, Trash or Treasure. Phil, I'm going to name 5 things, and you're going to tell me if they are trash or treasure. Number
Okay.
1, Death Loop.
Treasure.
Thank you. I was going to say, if you said trash, the show would have been over. Number 2, salt and vinegar potato chips.
Trash.
Really? But you like Cool Ranch.
No, I like the cheese one.
Yeah, the
Three
nacho
cheese.
cheese. Not the
Yeah.
Okay, you like nacho cheese, but okay, fair enough. Maybe I'm mixing you up with somebody else. Number
You're mixing up with
3,
Bob. The Bob likes Cool Ranch.
maybe that's what it is. I get you two mixed up because I talk to you so much. Number 3, Sennheiser headphones. And before I answer this, I want you to remember the conversation we had when you were in the hotel earlier in the week.
Oh man. This sucks because I can't give an explanation one way or the other. I'm gonna have to say, from my experience, trash.
Ooh. All right, that's the show, everybody, this week. Okay, number 4, Universal Studios Orlando.
Trash.
Hmm. And number 5, Scuff gaming controllers.
Treasure.
Okay, very good. I think you got like 2 right on that whole thing.
I have no experience with the last two whatsoever. I'm just speculating.
Well, aren't you guys going to Universal this next trip,
Yeah,
right?
but we've never been there before.
Well, I
And
can tell you as a Orlando native, or as close as you could possibly get, I am not a fan of Universal, but it's because I don't like roller coasters. And almost the entire ride, if you like roller coasters, you'll probably have a blast. They're like what I call thrill rides, where you drop down valleys, or you roller coasters, or you launch up in a tube. That's
yeah.
not my thing.
Okay.
Okay. What we're here to talk about today, I have show notes, you have show notes, but the thing we're going to talk about, the driving force, is, of course, Call of Duty. The game that it's the love of our lives, that we can't stay away, but we stay away, but we can't stay away. This week brought out the Season 3 Reloaded, which was a themed event this time, and it was the 80s action heroes, which includes John Rambo, John McClane, a limited time event inside Warzone, and a bunch of themed stuff for both of those characters. I will just start it off from a 1,000-foot level, and I want to hear your thoughts on it, sir.
I thought that it was pretty cool. They had some misses, but when we bought them, I know that you loaded in before me, so you got to already experience this. But the first time I loaded in as John McClane and you were Rambo, and we came up and did the arm bump in the plane, the hair on the back of my
It
neck,
was pretty cool.
it was
No,
pretty fucking cool.
I didn't play Warzone without you. I played one round of Cold War multiplayer. That was all I did. So that was
Yeah.
my first. You were my first two, baby.
No, and I wouldn't have resented you either way because you
No,
have
no,
to
I
make
know.
for your channel. So,
Totally, to be clear.
but no, I thought that it was cool. It's more form over function because of the contextless fucking pre-recorded soundbite quips. But I'll let
Yes,
you do that.
I'm reading through your notes for the first time because you sent them about. Let's see, we've been recording for 4 minutes and 28 seconds. I got them about 4 minutes and 30 seconds ago. And you write here, and I agree with you 100%. You wrote, as far as the dialogue is concerned, this is definitely form over function. Contextless quips and sound bites are cool, but they're rough to hear.
Yeah.
And I think that to me is my biggest complaint. Like, I think the character models are pretty good. They're not perfect. I think Rambo has a little bit of a droopy face, but it's more sad Rambo.
Aw, sad Rambo.
Sad Rambo. He's kind of like a little more like, oh, whatever. Okay, I could buy off on that. John McClane looks perfect. I think he's spot on. I don't think there's any issue with his character model at all. But the sound bites really do break it, I think. And I'm almost to the point now that I kind of want just maybe like a redo on that. I don't know if I want to just be like generic Captain Price voiceovers again or what, but I rely on, I don't know, maybe you have a different perspective. I rely on the sound bites for the information they're providing. As cool as it is to hear Rambo talk, when you ping something and I'm looking at something else, I'm just listening to the context. Car over there, door open, whatever. It kind of gives me an idea of what to expect. When I hear Rambo like, what does it even mean? It doesn't tell me anything, and I have to stop and like look at what you're pinging, and I'm like, why is Phil pinging a car? Oh, he wants to go. Okay, like we want to go for a drive. Or is there an enemy near the car and the game didn't really ping what he was looking at? Like, I don't know. That's my 2 cents. What do you think about that?
No, we're working in a tactical environment, and those ping communications are essential to the way that you and I operate our strike team. When
Right.
you and I are on a strike team, we know each other, and we have limited communication over
Yes.
comms. We ping a lot of stuff. So I totally agree, but
Yeah.
it's still cool to hear Bruce Willis talking. But if they wanted actual like tactical stuff, if they did actual tactical stuff with them, A, they'd have to pay them to come in and do new sound recordings. B,
Agreed.
it wouldn't make any fucking sense because why is Bruce Willis out here fighting this war?
Yeah. Why is Bruce Willis out here fight? Exactly.
So I don't know, but yeah,
I'm with you.
we can bitch about it, but it is what it is. In that it is what it is.
I
And
mean,
it's just
don't you feel though that they really like, if they're gonna pull this off, like, don't you think they really could have just done a better job of just getting
oh, dude,
better recording quality?
it sounds like they recorded over. It sounds like TNT aired it with commercials, and they recorded it bootleg the VHS, and then they took the VHS and they put like a my first recorder up to the TV speaker,
Right.
recorded there, and then put it in the game. That's what it sounds like. We're talking low def.
Yeah, guy
Low.
holding his phone up to like, and it's all grainy because they didn't take out the background music. So if there was like a big fanfare noise, like a trumpet playing or something, you hear snippets of that in the clip. They're not even audio level equalized. So like Rambo's really loud or really quiet. Sometimes he's mumbling. Sometimes it cuts him off abruptly because they wanted like a certain word out of like a sentence he's saying. I don't know. Like, I feel like, okay, I get it, the true purist, and I am definitely not. Although I am a big Rambo fan, but I don't know every single scene and every single line of the movie. And honestly, I don't know. There's a couple big ones, obviously, but like, you're telling me in all the movies Sylvester Stallone did and all the movies Bruce Willis did, they couldn't have gone to any of those other movies and pulled a more meaningful sound clip out of any of those and just said, look, it's Bruce Willis's voice. Yes, he's saying get in the car, and it was in this movie and not in Die Hard, but it's okay. Like, why did they have to just focus in on like this specific movie? And I guess you could say licensing, but I don't think anybody's going to come after them for that. But what do I know?
I don't know, man. Hollywood's a litigious place.
I guess it's kind of bizarre in that sense. I would say that the models look good. The sound doesn't look good. But I'm reading your show note here regarding. This is a long one. I think I need to read this in its entirety because this is clearly a lot of thought. So, preface this in case you haven't picked up on the show. I know this much about weaponry, like real weaponry, but like I know about like fake stuff, like Halo machine guns and rocket launchers and such. Alternatively, or maybe not alternatively, in supplement, Phil understands weapons significantly better than I do, like the real variant. John McClane was known to carry a handgun and had to improvise beyond that. In fact, his handgun was the central character in the plot of the movie. His handgun was absolutely essential to survival. Okay. I don't remember seeing a FARA in the movie. Maybe an AUG and definitely an MP5, which were modeled and saw down Heckler and Koch HK94S. HK94s, I'm sorry. But he should have come with a handgun. Okay, this is where Phil really flexes his knowledge, everyone. And I'm kind of watching his face while I'm reading over here on the screen. From 1979 to 1993, the standard issue sidearm of the NYPD was the Ruger Police 6-chambered and 357 Magnum and 38 Special. Duh. As we get closer to the 90s, some officers carrying more modern semi-automatic Browning high powers, but this is often permissible. Regulation is noted in one of the themes in the movie's Serpico. All this stated, ironically, McClane famously carried the Beretta 92F chambered in 9mm, which have definitely been outside regulation, which leads me to believe, me being Phil, that it was his off-duty personal weapon. NYPD detectives often carried their off-duty weapons as backups. A more eagle-eyed viewer would also notice his gun was modified with an extended mag release and side release, definitely not police issue. This later became known as the Beretta Willis and was so integral to the movie, and its likeness was not replicated in the content pack. Is a huge miss. Shame on you, Activision.
You butchered that.
Sorry. I'm going fast. I got a lot to say. I got like 20 minutes. What did I miss? I got the big notes. It's a gun. This is what I took away from it, and then I'll shut up. He had his own personal weapon, and Activision didn't model it, and it was iconic. Is that the gist of it?
In my opinion, yes.
Fair enough.
Opinion, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you bring that gun, you bring that modified weapon in, and he's walking around with 3 extra magazines on him. Dude's ready for something. Dude's fucking ready for something, because that's like 45 bullets. When I walk around, I have 1 magazine, and it's the one that's in the gun, and hopefully I never have to use it, but I'm not prepared for a fucking terrorist takeover. So that gun was central to the plot. It was essential to his survival, and it's a huge miss. It's a huge miss that it wasn't in the game.
So would you say it's as iconic as like Rambo's knife? In that sense that like if Rambo's knife was modeled, like we don't have the cool knife, we have like a butter knife, and it's like, look, it's Rambo's butter knife. Like people would be like, yo, bro, like you're okay. I'm not the biggest diehard fan, so I can't speak to this, but I understand what you're saying. It's an iconic thing. I understand what you're saying. It's central to the movie in of itself, that weapon. The fact that they just butchered it up is odd. Do you think it was a licensing issue? I know like Call of Duty uses like the generic name for certain guns, like they don't have specific branding names of guns. Do you know what I'm saying?
The Colt 1911, just the 1911, because that's the style of the gun.
Correct. Yes.
The fucking Beretta 92F is a basic resemblance, is like a hybrid between the Diamatti and the 1911. They already have the basic blueprint. They could have modeled it after either gun and just did something cool with it and called it the Willis. That's all they would have fucking had to do.
Gotcha. So it's an oversight. And I mean, the fact that he can't wear it, but it's so central to his character because he has that white t-shirt and it like really sticks out. He's got the light brown pants, and then he's got this giant gun in his waistband. Like you see it constantly. Okay. I could see people being frustrated about that, but it didn't stop you from buying it. I mean,
no, of course not.
But it's not as cool as it could have been.
Correct. No, it didn't stop me from buying it because I wanted to run around as Rambo and John McClane with you.
So I think I'm in the same boat with you in the sense that like this is cool. I gotta think that this is probably a gateway to Activision for getting more into licensing. We've seen it a lot with Fortnite. We haven't really seen it much from Activision yet. I've got to imagine that this is the first step, and maybe Rambo and McClane got done a little dirty because this was the first attempt. Maybe in a year from now, 6 months from now, we'll get Gen 2. I don't know if it's 80 stars, whatever it's going to be. But maybe they'll get the real voice actor in, record more meaningful situational lines. They'll spend more time on the web. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? That's all I can think.
I don't know how Arnold Schwarzenegger didn't make it in here.
That was a big topic of debate between a lot of my friends. I know you and I had talked about this as well. Like who would be on that list? A lot of people were saying, Chuck Norris should be on there for missing in action, or it should be Steven Seagal. It should be Snake Plissken from Escape from New York. It should be Sigourney Weaver from Alien. And I'm like, the number one answer is Arnie. Like he is the most fan to me. He's still got the most star power, even though the guy's old as dirt. And he did that really weird thing with that maid, which was very odd. And he's got some weird kid. But he's still a great actor, even though he's like 100 years old. And he's still Conan the Barbarian, and he's still the Terminator, and he's still bested the Predator in hand-to-hand combat. Yeah, I don't understand. I mean, do you think we're going to get a Gen 2 with Arnold? Or was this just, I don't know, is this like the cheapest bidder? Like, we need somebody. Give him Rambo. It's fine.
Yeah, I doubt they came by Rambo or Die Hard cheap, but yeah, man, I don't know. Basically, go to the Expendables movie cast and just put any of them in there, and that could
Right.
be seasons 2, 3, and 4 of fucking whatever we're doing with the action heroes. But I feel like this is just their like camouflage admission that they're out of ideas.
The original name of the expansion, just a little inside baseball for you, was actually called Call of Duty Bottom of the Barrel, but at the last second they changed it to 80s Action Heroes.
Yeah. So you know how we took all the depth and character away from the map and just gave you like this shitty brown map? Well,
Yes.
we realized that you guys are mad about it. So here's Rambo.
I've got Yeah, the kids like that. I mean, you know, the sad thing is, I feel like there are people who are like, "Who's Rambo?" Like, "Oh yeah, he's that old guy." Like, I don't know. I just feel like I feel really dated. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but okay. So I think we can agree the characters in of themselves were okay. Obviously, McClane with this Beretta mix-up. Rambo looks sad. The voice is suspect. Despite all of that, I love this DLC, and it brought me away, and you're probably the happiest. It finally made me retire, at least temporarily, the glam skin from Park, which I wore exclusively since I bought it. So I was the cool blonde rocker chick with the hot pink jacket with the glow sticks on my butt. I've put that aside, and you're going to see a lot of John Rambo for a long time, and then I'll probably revert back to glam. But you're probably the happiest out of anyone that you have something different to look at. You may get tired of it, but
Well, I can't follow you up the ladders anymore.
that's right. That's right. No bubble butt for you, sir. Okay, so despite that, though, really, all kidding aside, I love this, and it really just made me feel like such a fanboy. I see a lot of these skins come out, these different packs, like the really dopey one of the musical, what's it called? You like play like a piano, but it's like a piano gun. Have you seen that one, the music rocker one? It's like one of the newer ones.
I tagged you in a Facebook post about that, and I was like,
Okay, I didn't remember if it was you, but somebody sent me, and I was just getting ready to mention that. Yeah, it's like, what are you guys doing, Activision? Like, nobody wants to play with like an electric shooting piano. Like, that's just a dumb idea.
yeah.
I'm 100% agreement with you. But I gotta say that like I willingly forked over money for this, and I loved it, and I was like giddy as a school kid. And it's so cool. Even though I can't even see my character, knowing that I am Rambo is just very neat to me.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I forked over. I spent about 5,000 Call of Duty coins last week between buying the Tropical pack and the Bruce Willis pack.
You definitely spend a lot more than I do, but you have way cooler stuff.
Yeah, well, it's like the one fun thing I get to do during the week is play video games.
Making it rain, Filbert. Making it rain. Okay, yeah. For me, it was earning the gold MP5 skin, and then that's like, okay, I've won. I've earned this. I'm done. But then Rambo comes along, and I'm like, I gotta get it. But if Arnold comes out tomorrow, day one, without a question. Even if it's the same broken ass voice lines, if he looks kind of like sad, like like dopey,
Dude.
I don't care. I'd do it. I love those guys. I love those movies.
How hard would your schlong get if you pinged a helicopter as Arnold Schwarzenegger and he yelled, "Get to the chopper"?
Even if it doesn't make sense, even if the helicopter's flying away and it's an enemy helicopter and we're all going to take shots at it and we all get to the chopper, I would still be excited.
They could do so much with it too,
I
because
know.
around Christmas time, they could upload into Arnie's character some of his lines from the ill-fated but still classic, in my opinion, Jingle All the Way. It's the best Christmas movie in the world. Okay, it's got Phil Hartman in it. May he rest in peace.
Okay. I'm seeing it. I just even if
Down.
yeah, like I'm thinking like kindergarten cop line, even like who's your daddy and what does he do? Like you kill somebody, who is your daddy? What does he do? I'm like that'd be a great line. I don't know. It writes itself how poor it is.
Yes.
The other part of this expansion, or I'm calling it expansion, whatever you want to call it, this event, is the inclusion of the infamous Nakatomi Tower
Yes.
inside Verdansk, which is now an absolute hotbed.
Yes.
Which
Infestation of tryhards.
I will say this, yes. Now I will say this. We've been playing. I've been playing Warzone with you for I don't know what a year. I don't know how long we've been playing this together. On and off. But it's been our game for a long time, right?
We've been doing this podcast for a year though. Now I think this month.
Okay, we got to do. Okay, so I got to do the count and see. I know we're getting close if we're not there yet. I can honestly say, legitimately, the first, and I will remember the first time you and I won together. Well, I think will always be like one of my favorite like Warzone moments.
Yeah.
It's faded in time, obviously, as memories do. They fade away a little bit, but when we played the other day, and you and we still got eventually destroyed, but holding our own in the tower, I think we collectively took out, I'm going to say like 10 or 12 people. Just,
Yeah.
that was the most insane fun I've ever had in terms of just like, we were in the tower, we're climbing up around the air vents, the ductwork, running in and out of the vaults, all the scenes from the movie, which I did see at least the clip, so I'm kind of familiar with that. That was amazing. The fact that we were just like Rambo and McClane in the tower, it was like we were living the movie, sort of. That was really, really cool. And I thought that was a lot of fun. And the fact that we did so good, because normally we get our ass beat when we go to high profile places, we're dead in 10 seconds. I mean, that's just how it is.
We're not good at this game.
We're not. Lest there be any doubt that we're pros. We are not. But that was a lot of fun. And I think that tower, I would love to see more of that. I think Verdansk in of itself kind of sucks. And at least it's a tall tower. You could see it from pretty much anywhere on the map. It's like a beacon of like, hey, go there and do fun stuff. And it makes me think like we can get more of this in the future. Like we could have other cool places.
Yeah. Yeah, when they have good source material, the people who are writing these storylines and giving these mission objectives, they do a good job. The rewards are actually meaningful. I like all the little stupid rewards you get for doing the side missions within there. I mean, you get like 2 cool tokens, and they don't make it easy either.
No.
It's challenging. You have to work at it.
Yes.
Like the first 3 times we went to try to do those side missions, we got murked immediately.
Yeah, it's hard. Everybody's there. It's like the zombie event. Everybody's showing up because they want to participate. They want to see the new map, and it just brings out everybody. And it's not like everyone has a general ceasefire. Everybody's just like, get in there, and you're parachuting down. You're already getting shot. It's like this makes no sense.
Yeah. But it's a lot of fun. I agree. That first time we won Warzone together, I don't remember ever shrieking that loud in my life.
That's right.
That was a great memory. But dude, like when we got that thing the other day, that was a lot of fucking fun.
Yeah, it was. There's still some more work we definitely have to do in there. I think the event's like another like 10 or 11 days. Still plenty of time to chip away at some of the stuff. They added that NPC helicopter that flies around, that shoots at you, that if you blow it up, it drops a bunch of money. It just feels like they put a lot of time and effort into this specific area, which I really like. I just hope that, I don't know, I want to see more of that. I want to see more iconic places. I don't know where, but like, I want more of this somehow.
Yeah, let's get like some Judge Dredd stuff going on in here. That I like. Can you imagine like the dystopian environment of Judge Dredd?
So, that's really, I think, where Fortnite excelled, was each zone is so randomly different. They made Warzone to be like a functional town. Like you could see yourself living there. Here's the farm district. Here's the factory up north. Here's the docks. Here's the prison. I don't know, whatever. But like you get the idea. It's replicating an actual town. Fortnite was like, here's like a weird place. Here's another weird place that has nothing to do with that place. I could see Warzone modeling that and saying, just like you said, okay, this is like old school Verdansk. This little area is a town. And then you go a little bit farther north and welcome to like Judge Dredd. and go over here, and now you're in like Willow Land. I don't know, like, you know what I mean? Like, have fun with it. I think that fun is, and you can still keep it grounded in the same kind of guns and realism you have now, but like clearly putting in a fictional tower is a big draw, and people are talking about it, and people want to see it, and people are reinstalling the game just to go see it. So why stop there? I don't see this. I see this as a gateway for them to bigger and better things.
Yeah, because Nakatomi Tower was definitely in Los Angeles. Was not in some fictional town in the Eastern.
It was not in
Bloc.
Verdansk. No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
And
So, go ahead.
I was going to say that, you know, the location specifically, we didn't get a dopey movie explaining how a tower magically appeared. It was just there and everybody accepted it. You didn't have to watch a 25-minute movie of two randos flying into the snow lane. It doesn't matter. It was just there and people are like, okay, it's there. It's like, how did this tower? It was great. I love that. So they figured it out. They made it a game, and that's what people want.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, we finished the fucking 33rd floor before we finished the 30th floor.
I like that. I love that level design with all the zip lines that lead you to different floors. The banner that tells you where the zip line is going to take you. Like, we failed the mission one time because we couldn't figure out how to get upstairs. But like, I like that. It's a complex, almost like a maze in of itself. And you could honestly, and we did that one game, you could honestly spend a lot of time in there and have fun with it.
Yeah, for sure.
I know we got to go soon, so I'm going to shift gears quickly, and then we'll wrap up. I want to ask you, I know you're not a huge fan of Red Dead Redemption 2. Is that correct?
I like that game.
I'm just joking with you. There is a new PC mod that came out for it yesterday that allows you to play the entire single-player campaign in virtual reality. Does that do anything for you?
Not at all.
It's like, I know you re-downloaded Skyrim for your computer. I don't think you played it much, right? You weren't into it?
No, I haven't.
The magic was over?
Yeah. No, this is me on my horse in VR for 6 hours trying to get them.
He's got a
this is the Red Dead Redemption VR.
I would love... Okay, I feel like Red Dead Redemption would get redemption if there was a horse that I could ride and like in VR, and you felt that bouncing and looking around. I think the gunfights would be a lot more fun. And I think the chore of riding across the map to do a mission and then the chore of riding back may be more enjoyable.
He wants to pay you to be in this room while he plays and while he's riding his horse. You
got to rock my chair.
You to get down on all fours and he'll sit on your back.
That's right, I do, yeah.
And then when he gets shot, he wants you to shoot him in the nuts with a paintball gun.
Oh my gosh, yeah. See, the problem is Phil is so tall, so when I climb up on him as like a horse, my legs actually dangle and my legs fall asleep. So you need to be somebody who's a little bit shorter because Phil's like 14 feet tall, so I need something a little lower to the ground. But yeah, if someone wants to sit behind my chair and like rock it while I'm like riding, you know, give me a little bit of that. You want to, you know, throw some hay in my face.
If Jim's eating tacos within the last 24 hours, you get hazard pay when he's sitting on your back.
Tex-Mex, that's right. Yeah, you got to keep it themed. Phil. All right. Well, I know you got to go. It was good to do a quick show with you. I really just wanted to talk mostly about Warzone because honestly, this was a lot of fun. I still think, I'll wrap it up and then I'll kick it over to you. I still think after this event is over, I'll probably take a break. Again, I'll go back to my break, or I'll just stick with Cold War and still play Rambo. That's fine. But it has been fun to dive back into the wide world of Warzone with you. So with that, I'm going to send it over to you. Say goodbye to the fans. Say hi to Bob, whoever.
Hi, Bob. So thanks everyone for tuning in. And by everyone, I mean the Bob and Jim's mom. Thanks for your support. And much like Red Dead Redemption can do nothing to make itself interesting to Jim, no matter what they do. War also never changes. We'll see you later.